I get the point about volatility and looking through it, but are we able to look through it knowing that if the market goes too far down, they will come out and they will say something supportive of the markets, as we saw with Navarro, as we saw with Mnuchin today? And to Carrie's point, this reminds me a little bit of when companies would float trial balloons for mergers or things like that to the newspaper, see how the market reacts, and then decide what they're going to do. It almost feels similar to that.
Yeah, it certainly does. And obviously, you know, we know the administration obviously is watching the market. That's absolute, because it comes up in almost every speech we ever hear. But, you know, the idea that this is a negotiation is exactly what this is each and every time. Now, I'm not saying necessarily they're trial balloons, but I think it's just part of this whole tactic that the White House has been using in terms of they're going to give ideas, they're going to be very aggressive, and then if they have to walk back, they will. But if it's something that they don't want to walk back from, they're not going to. And we have to just sort of parse our way through that. I mean, the volatility spikes have been incredible. I mean, in just 2 trading sessions, we went from basically that 12 to 14 area all the way up to 19. We pull back, we get towards 16. Now, remember, I say it every time, but it's something everybody should remember. Volatility index at a 16 is a 1% S&P move every single day. Not just one day here, one day, every single day. So if we're going to maintain a 16 VIX, which I still don't believe we'll sustain those kind of levels for long periods of time. So I think that's something you have to keep an eye on.
There's no way these are trial balloons. They can't be that ignorant of what the market is going to react to and economies by saying we're going to go into a massive trade war.
Well,
they didn't know that was going to cause a sell-off on the market. It's just that they're impulsive. They come out, Trump comes out and says these things, and then says, wow, you know, what did I say? And then has to walk it back.
I can't remember an administration that had this style of reacting and responding to the market. Yeah. It's too much. I mean, I feel as if we really need to react to economic data, earnings from companies, what's going on and overseas. There are all kinds of economic factors that should be affecting decisions investors make for the long term, and not a day-to-day movement.
But it all comes back to the fundamental story. Real quick, I'll just say this. It comes back to the fundamental. When we see the entire market start to sell off 200, 300, 400, 500 points, opportunities are there, Mel. They're there because we understand the idea of the fundamental story of these stocks.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you, the market sell off on Monday. Do you go in and dip and buy on that dip knowing that either somebody from the administration is going to come out and or the fundamentals are good in the economy?
I don't know that you know they're going to come out, that Peter Navarro is going to come out there and have the kind of commentary that he had that actually pushed the market higher. But I do think you just still have to look at what we get in front of us every single day, and it's the fundamental stories themselves.
But I think to me, the real key point is not what we do as investors looking at the market every day, but if you're a CEO trying to plan your CapEx, trying to plan for the future,
you get scared.
How do you respond to this
And doesn't that at some point impact investment? Doesn't that at some point impact spending? Doesn't that at some point impact the economy, which you cite, Carrie, is something that we have to look towards as sort of our North Star when it comes to investing? I mean, at the end of the day, if trade continues to be an issue, it will have that impact.
Let me just finish my point.
I think we have to avoid the noise.
And so
the short-term noise.
The market's a function of earnings, right? It's a multiple of earnings. So if the CEOs aren't going to spend, if they're going to retrench, because they look at Trump and they say, one day he's saying one thing, next day he's saying something. Can I put billions of dollars at work and I'm getting paid in my stock price, right? And they own stock, a lot of them. Or do I have to sit back and wait? So.
Last word, Carrie.
Yeah, I think it's best to put blinders on. Focus on the companies that you own and the stocks that you want to, and try to avoid listening to all of the noise outside.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.